and welcome back to Hook Eat Up. Today we're doing a video at the request of one of our subscribers. They were looking for a Caribbean-inspired appetizer that was easy to make at home. Today we're going to make it fried green plantains, guacamole, and shrimp in a cumin paprika rub. So let's get to it. So the ingredients that you're going to need for this dish is a healthy serving of corn oil so that we can deep fry in it, 1 large green plantain cut into 6 equal pieces of an inch and a half in thickness, 6 shrimps deveined and peeled, some limes cut into wedges, 1 teaspoon of paprika with 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 clove of garlic minced, and cilantro for garnish. Now the first thing I'm going to do is get my skillet going. We're going to add the oil to the skillet after it's been on the burner for about a minute, just in case your skillet was wet. That helps to drive off any water so your oil doesn't pop. Now you're going to want to add enough oil to your dish so that you're able to fry your plantains in it. I like to get at least half of the height of the plantain. As the oil is heating, I'm going to combine my paprika and cumin and the minced garlic, stirring that up just so the shrimp is heavily seasoned and nicely coated. We're gonna let that sit as the oil heats so that we can fry up the plantains. So what we're gonna do is let the shrimp sit in the spice rub until we're ready to cook it. Since we're gonna be deep frying, I've set up 2 draining stations. One for the first fry of the plantains before we flatten them, and the other for the second. What I'm doing here is just testing the heat of the oil. The fact that it's bubbling up like that signifies to me that it's ready to fry. We're going to place the plantains into the oil. Make sure to flip them. Now that the plantains have been frying for a while, let's check it. What we're looking to get is a nice golden color. This isn't the finished look, but it's what I need before I flatten the plantains out. Let's set them over to the side so they can drain on a sheet of paper. And let them cool so that when we handle them again to flatten them, we don't burn ourselves. So now that the plantains have drained and cooled, I'm going to press them with my meat cleaver and get them nice and flat. So you want to press these down so that they're flat enough to function as like a little wafer. Now I'm using a meat cleaver to flatten these plantains out because I don't have a plantain press. But you could use any flat, wide surface that you could apply pressure to. The goal here is to flatten the plantain out so that it's able to support some condiments. So the reason that we flatten our plantains is so that we can fry them from the surface to the inside. The first fry is to crisp the exterior so that they're easy to handle and can tolerate being smashed. The second fry is to cook it from the outside in. Once they're all fried up, they'll be perfect and ready to support whatever topping you want to place on it. Now before the second fry, I'm going to salt these lightly with sea salt. And just press in that salt. Next, I'm just going to settle them in to the oil mix. And fry for another minute or so. Now that we're in the middle of the second fry, I'm going to get my shrimps going. Remember, shrimp cooks really quickly, so you want to move fast and you don't want to cook them too early. You want to cook them right before the plantains are ready. Now that these plantains have browned, I'm going to set them aside to drain once again. Okay, so I'm going to add just a touch of extra virgin olive oil. Allow that to heat up to the hot skillet. Gonna drop in the shrimp. cook it on medium heat. Now the goal when cooking shrimp is to cook it just for the right amount of time. You don't want to overcook it because that's when it becomes rubbery and hard to handle. Moving this all over to my stronger burner. This burner is too light. Shrimp cooks really quickly, so all it needs is about 1 to 2 minutes per side, so that it cooks all the way through, so it's no longer translucent in the center, and they're done. As you see, I'm allowing it to get just a little bit charred to bring in some of that charred flavor. I'm going to remove it for the heat. The pan for the heat will finish it out. So if you're setting up for a dinner party or a dinner for two, the best way to present this is with an elongated plate. First, you're going to lay your plantains out. This plate, you can plate 4. Here I have some homemade guacamole, but you can use store-bought, it's not a problem. I just had some in the fridge. You can plop that right on top of your plantains. Just take your shrimps, just set them right on there, one at a time. I'm going to take some leaf of cilantro for each one. And finally, a spritz of lime across the top. Just a little bit of sea salt across the top of them there. And there you have it, fried green plantains, guacamole, and shrimp. Be sure to subscribe. And I want to hear your feedback. Let me know if you tried it, if you do anything a little different. And thank you for visiting Hook Eat Up. Now it's time for me to eat. Take care.